Hey everybody, I'm Zach and I like movies, and I want to talk to you about a little movie I watched called EEPHUS. This is a baseball movie, but it's a little different from your typical sports movie. This isn't about, the drive to get better at the game. I gotta make pro, and it's not about like the thrills of the competition, like we hit a home run and all that. It's really just a low stakes, easy breezy hangout movie where you have these two recreational baseball teams that are playing their final game on this particular baseball field that will soon be bulldozed over to become a middle school. And we're just hanging out with them. We're just watching the guys play ball, talk shit, talk about life, just chat it up, and we just coexist in this same baseball field with them. And it's lovely. I love this. This is a real modern gem of a movie because this is kind of about the kind of a funeral for a third space. Like when I watched EEPHUS, I thought about the mall that's closest to me. And that mall's still big. That mall's still open. It's still like got activity. It's still got like activity going on and stuff. But it's not like malls nowadays are like more or less defunct. There's so many of them that are still up or like have been closed down, and like they just kind of became these liminal spaces that are like almost like a graveyard for like a time past. Because hell, 20 years ago that mall was like popping off, but now with everything being so card dependent, it being so being so online, like the need for for like a third space like that is kind of not valued. And with EEPHUS, there's it's just this baseball field is the space for all of these guys to just kind of exist and be friends with, and it's touching, but it's also kind of sad too. And something that that's never ever really said is that nobody here wants this game to end. Everybody wants this game to keep going for forever, for as long as it can. But everybody knows that it can't. That this one game can't last forever. But nobody really wants it to end, because like this is where they all congregate and be buddies with each other. And it's funny how like one guy's just like, we got each other's numbers. Why don't you just do something next week? But like everybody just ignores it. Like that, nah, this is it, and this is where we are friends, and there's no social space out. There's no real social space outside of them for that they all just like hang out with. They all have jobs, they all have lives, but here they just get to hang out. And I loved hanging out with these guys. I loved seeing all the like really funny and varied personalities that are on here. There's one guy who's like I also like the just variety of like how like all of these guys are like mostly middle age. Like a lot of like they're how old they are. Some guys have like beer guts way out to there. One guy's like half drunk basically the entire game. and some guy, there's some younger guys that are like oh yeah he might go pro, but it's just mostly just, and like there's even one guy like Franny who's like he's just sitting off on the side, just keeping score of the thing. And that nobody else will read, but like he just does it for the love of the game and just loving just the guys here. And it's I love that guy. I feel like in another life he would have been played by Jack Lemmon. And also it's really nice how like every one of these guys is very just sort of everyday sort of schlubbiness, I guess. No one's really a movie star here. I think the most famous face here is one of the guys I think he's like one of the main guys for the red team, Ed, and he's played by I forget the actor's name, but he played one of the loan shark guys in Uncut Gems. He's the guy who did that thing in that spoiler heavy thing in Uncut Gems. He's that guy, and and in fact, in the middle of the movie, he like another alumni from Uncut Gems just kind of shows up and steals him from the movie for like what are you doing? You're supposed to be at your niece's christening. What like play the game. What does the baby care? God cares, you asshole. And then he just leaves and he never comes back. and like and so and even eventually the umpire leaves hey, you guys paid me for the allotted time. I'm not getting paid overtime. I don't have to stay here. I'm fucking going home. And so they get Franny to be the umpire, and some funny stuff will just happen like that. We're mostly just chilling. I really love this like specific atmosphere here, and just general the way that it is just a hangout vibe movie. This comes to us from this is basically the brainchild of writer-director Carson Lund, and he and his screenwriting partners they bonded over baseball and wanted to wanted to write a movie that really captured what it felt like to play a game, where there's a lot of just waiting around and just stand still and talking to the dugout, talking shit at the other players, but then when something happens, it's like it's like really really exciting for like a split second, even when something sort of does happen, one guy hits a home run and it's a clear home run, the movie will pull into slow motion and really let this moment really let this moment linger with each other as he's doing the runs of the bases, and it captures that this is why baseball is the American pastime. This is why everyone is so romantic about baseball. And mostly of the vibe is it's, I guess you could call it slow cinema. The easiest, in fact, Carson said that he wanted to make his own version of Goodbye Dragon Inn, which is if you haven't seen that is a slow cinema essential, really. That is about the last day of this movie theater before being closed down, and that movie is really really lovely. It's really really lovely. That movie it captures just kind of the feeling of existing in captures the feeling of existing in a dying third space. But that one's mostly focused on the pouring down rain, and there's the quiet, just the quietly being quietly coexisting and stumbling upon somebody else when you turn a corner. But with EEPHUS, it's set in mid-October. The trees are gorgeous. You can feel the cool autumn breeze on your cheeks, and we're just sitting, and it's so cozy. I love watching this. Already feels like a comfort movie for me, just because of I love the crispness of how this looks, and how and I also loved the how robust the robust low budget filmmaking in terms of the framing and the blocking of the actors and the camera movements. Really getting basically every possible angle of the baseball field as possible. And it was also really impressive, the continuity, not just of the game, but also of the daylight, because they're playing all day from morning into the night. And when they start playing 2 and past dusk, they get their cars up and light the field with their headlights, and it looks beautiful. This is a gorgeous looking movie sometimes, but it's also it's also a funny one. I commend so much these sound editors and the sound mixers for just like having so much like one of the things like something this movie does all the time is that you'll have just guys talk, just like guys off screen talking and saying something funny, and just that it'll happen all the time. It'll be like an offhanded comment or just like somebody yelling at another guy that we like, oh, he like missed a play or something, and it and it'll just crack me up. But then and then it'll have like just have this like just honestly really well set up jokes that'll like even they'll even like kind of snake in some emotion. Like there's this one guy, Bob, who's really happy that he's really excited because his wife and kids are there. Kids are there to watch him, and and he's like, oh, I'll get a home run for you, but he doesn't even get first base, and then his wife and kids leave, and he sits down, and we see that he's really kind of beat up. He's really kind of beat up about it. Like, oh, that would be the last time that their kids see their old man play the game, and it really mattered to him. And then like 2 seconds later, a guy would just be like, I just realized Bob's wife's name is Linda Belinda. I just about died laughing. I felt so bad for Bob, but man, that was funny. And that's kind of EEPHUS in a nutshell. And even in the name, one guy describes what an EEPHUS is. An EEPHUS is a sort of baseball throw where like it's like a slow curveball where like it moves at like the way this guy describes it. It's like the way this guy describes the EEPHUS throw. He's basically described in the movie. It's so slow you almost get bored. It's almost it's so slow you almost get bored. But then it comes at you and you react too slow. And that's kind of the feel of the movie. It's just sitting and it's slow, but you don't want it to end. And man, I loved it. Yeah, really loved this. Can't recommend this enough. I give this a high 8. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. It is currently streaming on Mubi right now, and I really hope that I heard them say they're gonna try to work on a physical release. I really love to own a Blu-ray of this. This is great. Love the vibe. Love the just hanging out with the bros, and just loving your homies, but never saying that you love your homies. And that's a real masculine, and it's really true for these guys. They're all a bunch of like middle-aged macho guys who are just playing baseball. Like they're just like competitive and stuff. They're not gonna say, I love you, man. I want to hang out with you more. Also, yeah, just loved the fall vibes of this. Honestly, could have gone with a little bit more Halloween decor. Personally, it is set on October, but also I love the like wonderful sound design of like using like local radio ads and stuff. It's fun. It's a fun movie. It's a delightful movie. I love this. Easy top 10 of the year for me. Although it says it's a 2024 movie. I don't know. That's like it did like a bunch of festival runs last year, but it only went wide like in March of this year. So I don't know, splitting hairs. But anyway, can't recommend EEPHUS enough. That'll be it for me. I'm Zach. I love movies. Did you see EEPHUS? What do you think of it? Also, did you see Goodbye Dragon? That movie's good too. And yeah, I think that'll be it. I'm Zach. I like movies. I have a bunch more movies to watch, and I hope you watch movies too. And yeah. Oop. How can you not be romantic about baseball? How can you not be romantic about baseball movies? And I will see you all next time. You take care of yourselves.